Can you see how cold it is? It's absolutely freezing today. Welcome to Above and Beyond here in Sydney. This is going to be a start of a series of video logs that I'm going to start making on the work that I do here. So let's have a look at what we've got in store for today. best condition, but this is typical of brand new cars. Something to always keep in mind is by the time the vehicle comes to you from the dealership, it's already been on a boat, it's already been exposed to rain, it's already been exposed to bugs and tree sap, which means that the vehicle's being cleaned along the way. Problem is that the wash techniques and the people washing it are not taking the utmost care. And so the vehicle does come with scratches. So it's very important to try and clean this up as much before putting a coating. This is where we're at now. Before I call a customer, I will do a test spot to determine if it's hard paint, soft paint, how much defect removal I'll be getting through one polishing cycle, which is included in this package. But if we don't remove much defects from it because it's harder paint, then we'll see what he wants to do. Done. A lot of wash marring, and it's come up okay. I mean, there are still scratches, but it's definitely enhanced the gloss, removed 60% of the defects. Yeah, depends how much paint is left on the car and how deep the scratch is, will determine if I can cut it out of it. Done the two driver's side doors and the front fender, And I just thought I'd take a minute to explain the tooling that I'm using, why am I using them, and the results we are getting. So you will see when I put the swell finder light on the paintwork, hopefully it's coming through, that not all the defects are being removed. There are still some deeper scratches in there, or some random isolated deep scratches, which we call rids. And why are we not taking them out? Well, for this customer, he wanted maximum amount of paint conservation. The paintwork is already thin, and once I did the test spot and called him and discussed what options he was after, he was happy with a 1 stage. Now, I personally wouldn't call this a paint correction. I would call this more of a gloss enhancement, where basically I'm using one machine. Well, not really one machine. I'm using different diameter pads as well. 3 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch, and the 5 inch. But I'm using one pad, one polish. I've done the test spot, refined it, seeing what is giving me the maximum amount of defect removal, leaving behind the maximum amount of gloss for this paintwork in this vehicle, and I'm just using that. What stays behind, stays behind. And that was the benefit of doing the test spot, relaying that to the customer, and if he wanted more defect removal, then we'd start getting into paint correction territory, where we're starting to do 2 steps, where we're cutting and refining. So why am I using a a forced rotation dual action, the Flex XCE? Well, firstly, I want to make it clear that I am not in any camp when it comes to the brand of tooling or the type of tooling. Random orbital dual action, forced rotation dual action, or rotaries. I use all of them. I think each one has its place, and I think it's important as a professional to make sure that you have every tool required for the job. In this industry, we come across so many different types of paint: aftermarket, OEM, hard, soft, ceramic infused, thin, thick, dark, light. There's just so single stage, base coat and clear 2K. So there are so many different variations. And then to compound that, you have also the type of scratch, the depth of the scratch, the patterns, sanding marks and the like. So unfortunately, the reality is that you need a variety of tools to determine or to take out those defects if required by the customer. So in this particular situation, for efficiency and maximum amount of results, I am using the forced rotation dual action. Reason being is that, as you would hopefully know or might not know, it doesn't stop spinning, it's gear driven. So that allows me to tilt it, to get it into tight areas around corners and edges, and still polish the paintwork without having to stop and change to a 2 inch, 3 inch, 1 inch random free spinning dual action. So you will still see me, you will still see me using free spinning dual action. Door handles, really tight areas. Yes, I'm not gonna increase the risk too much when using a forced rotation. Oh man, all these versions, it's just seriously. Okay, so that is the reason why I'm using this one, but you may see in the future on other videos, especially when it comes to paint correction work, of me using a free spinning random orbital and changing the pad sizes and backing plates and what have you. So hopefully that just gives you a bit more context into what I'm doing, and I will now continue on the rest of the car, and then we'll go from there. It's now 5 to 3 on day 2. So for the past 2 days, 2 full days, it's been all about preparing the paintwork for a ceramic coating or a graphene coating. So I hope this video is just showing that the amount of work that's required to prepare a vehicle. That's where the difference lies. Not so much as what ceramic coating are you putting on, how long does it last. These are definitely questions to consider, but it's more about what is the preparation involved before you apply that coating. And that time unfortunately cannot be reduced. There's just so much work to do. You've got to wash the car, degrease the car, decontaminate, polish or paint correction if required, panel wipe, prime, coat, cure, and that's just the paint. We haven't talked about plastics, we haven't talked about glass, we haven't talked about interior. So I guess what I'm just trying to highlight here is it's not about what's the quickest turnover or what coating do you use, but it's more about what are the processes, the labor that's involved to make sure that the coating when applied is going to get maximum durability and be the best in the interests of the vehicle and for the client. We are done. Graphene coated paintwork, glass cleaned, side steps coated, plastics coated with Artdeshine on there. And now it will cure overnight and the customer will come by and pick it up tomorrow afternoon. Actually, I don't think I told you my name. My name is Ford. The purpose of these videos is there is a lot of photos that show or videos that show the vehicles in beautiful condition. Though you may have seen me using these lights, also these lights and many others, and you may have hopefully noticed is that once you do shine these lights on the vehicle, you see the real condition of the paintwork, and then you hopefully will start to see the process required or involved to correct that paintwork, or in this case remove as much as you can in one step, and the labor and time it takes to get this work done. So I guess I just wanted some real raw footage for you out there. Okay, that's enough about me. I'll just wrap it up with a couple of outro shots. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. The more people enjoy them, the more I'll continue doing them.